Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 105. My final thoughts on Goggle-V. I have enjoyed watching this one, but I've not been really big fan of a lot of the episodes. Well, some of the early ones. One of the biggest problems with this particular one is that, for one thing, a lot of the stuff in this one seems like reused stuff from the previous Sentai. And my biggest problem with this particular Sentai is that it uses stock footage way too much. Like, you think, oh, Power Rangers stock footage for Sentai. Yes, for fight scenes. But not the same exact fight scene for 30 episodes. It's freaking ridiculous. And when they do the Goggle-V, sometimes they're in one location and the monster's in another location. It's clearly stock footage. Or I don't know, how about when they use the freaking Megazord? Where it's like the same exact stock footage every episode. It didn't finally change until episode 38 where they started using the hand signals to freaking, like, oh, I don't know, a lever. Yes. And this one, it's like, and basically you can also say that the MO for this particular one is being cheap as possible when it comes to the other stuff. Now, the suit's actually pretty good, despite the fact that by appearance-wise, there might be a slight redress of these Vulcan suits. Mostly. The helmets are quite similar. The base itself is very similar to the Denzi Man base, though it's a bit more of a slimmed-down version of that. Okay. The robot itself, simply put, it looks very similar to the Sun Vulcan Robo. I mean, the face is like the same exact face. Yeah, the same exact face they use on the Sun Robo robot they use in this one. Same color, red. Plus, it uses shields, like what, and doesn't use the same exact shield per se, but also the same exact finisher. All they did was change the name. It's like we have the three Rangers in these cockpits, which, looking at them and after watching Vulcan, they look like the same exact cockpits from Sun Vulcan, just with a slight redress. I mean, yeah, that's what they literally look like. The same exact thing. I think like the only thing they changed for the cockpit itself is the actual steering wheel they use to drive these damn things. Because on Vulcan, that was a thin one. This one's bigger. It's a bit thicker. Yeah, they changed that, but aside from that, appearance-wise, it looks like the same exact cockpit. The same exact thing. The Gogol Caesar looks pretty good. The visual Zords are fine. The problem with these things is that early on, thank God they fixed this. Like, if you watch the early episodes of the show, along with the movie, you can clearly see the wires. Yes, the wires are clearly visible. And I'm thinking, like, this is multi-million-dollar company Toei, and yet they could fix the damn thing in post. Like, oh, I see Gogol. I see Gogol Caesar. Great effect, by the way, despite the fact it's the same exact shot. That stock footage. They use that a lot. Early on, they used basically footage of them, like when they used Gogol Caesar, like literally have a baseball stadium to fly out. Though after like apparently when I came back after a while, I'd say about 20 episodes in, they stopped using that footage and just used like basically, oh, come out of thunder, like Gogol Caesar, there it is. Yes, that it's like just be as cheap as possible. Like that shot I don't mind because it's Gogol Caesar, fine. But that stock footage I don't mind ever using, or the cockpit footage. It's the footage of the fight scenes, where it's literally the same exact fight scene. Like, that's the biggest problem I had with the thing was, like, the fight scenes, the same exact one. Like, some of them basically, like, when you, like, the pose down, like, use the core, we use them a lot. As a matter of fact, they go to the core way too much in this one. Like, use it a lot. They very rarely do any fighting outside of a core. Now, I've heard the reason why they do this. Cheap. So they have to destroy buildings and cities, despite the fact later Sentai actually have set in cities a lot of the time. Yep. the villains themselves are very similar to other villains I've seen in this series. Take, for example, Fury Taboo. He has two things in common with several other villains. His name, Fury, he's the second main villain in the row, who his title is Fuhrer. Okay. He has something in common with Saint Agos and, well, of course, the Omnipotent God. Actually, he's more common with Omnipotent God and Shine from Jack, where he's like this thing, and yet he's completely different when you actually look at him. Yep. And the fact that, well, the whole thing of basically the lion's like, oh, so you're Fear Taboo. Use a sword, stab something. Yeah, that's something we use for Lion Man later. I don't mind that. That's a really cool thing to use. Yeah, it's the Red Range doing it, but at least it's not like one range in the strategy room. Though the strategy room in this one seems like it's very... The one thing that I thought was kind of weird about the strategy room for the villains this one, it seems small. Yes, it's almost like... Appearance, also one thing that I was not a fan of, basically, they completely dropped this. Like, in these... From episodes 26-50, guess how many times they use the machine to make the monsters? Once. In 26 episodes. In 25 episodes. Early on, they used a good amount, and all of a sudden they just stopped having appearance to this particular thing. It's like when I saw when you use the hyena, I was like, really? They still had this damn thing? Like, what the heck took them so long to use the damn thing again? Maybe it was a cheap effect. I'm not sure. You could have used it. It would be nice, but nope. A lot of the time, the monsters in this one appear completely at random. Like, even more random than all the other ones. And speaking of monsters... A lot of the time when I watch this thing, well, the early episodes, they had this thing of basically just taking the monster suits from Denzi Man that were clearly left over and just reusing those, just slight touch-ups. I mean, they literally look like the same exact costumes from that particular era. Yes. One other big problem I had with this thing, aside from the reuse of stock footage way too much, is the Mentor leaving after only 2 episodes. No, seriously, after only 2 episodes, he's gone. He goes off to be on the sidelines for 47, and then 47 episodes later, he comes back. Just for the last 2 episodes of the run, and that's all I see of him. And here's the thing. Aside from stock footage, the guy is never seen again. And you might think, okay, now I'm sure that the Goggle-V actors... from what I could tell, they're probably still alive. Let's take a look here. Let's take, for example, the guy who plays Goggle-Red. Is he still alive? Yep, he's still very much alive. I don't think anybody who was this era is dead. You would think maybe the actor who played Deathmark, maybe he's probably dead. Nope, he's not dead. Surprisingly, this guy is still alive. He's, well, presumably like, I don't know, about 80. He's about 92 by now. Yeah, surprisingly, the guy is still alive. Yeah, the guy who played Hellsmark basically is still very much alive. I'm like, okay. What about Beth and Bella, the 2 actresses? Let's find out. The actress say Bella. Not much to know about her. Okay, what about Goggle Pink? Is her actor still alive? Yeah, she's very much alive. She's 59. Wow. 59. Now, is the actor who plays Hideki Hyuga, Noboru Habushi, is he still alive? No, he actually is not alive anymore. He passed away 16 years ago, so he's not around anymore. So, I'm sure the kid actors, I'm sure the convoy is super much alive. Yep. How about the actor who played Fury Taboo? Is he still alive? Nope, he passed away 3 years ago. Okay. What about Deathlinger? Uh, Deathledger. Like, is he still alive? Yes, he's actually 70. And he has popped up in other Rangers stuff besides this one. Oh, yeah, he's popped up in, like, after this one wrapped up. I mean, he was previously seen in Sun Vulcan as Bill the Kid. Yeah. Like, after this, next time we see him again, well, the actor, anyways. Ah, that's better. I think it was probably in Zoo Rangers The Black Knight. Yeah. Okay, what about the actress who played the femme fatale who died in episode 48? Is she still alive? I mean, I gotta admit, the actress at the time was not the bad looking woman. She. Okay, that doesn't sound right. That is not her. It seems like a completely different actor. Oh, she's still very much alive. Don't have a birthday for her, so yeah, she's still alive, and it doesn't look bad. Basically, doesn't look bad for her age. She looks like presumably in her 60s, I say. Mhm. Yeah. Um. Not really much else to say. It's interesting to say the least, but yeah. Also, they've tended to use props from previous ones, like the Iron Claw from Jack. Like the cardboard cutout of the base for the Machine Empire. That was a nice little funny little nod. That was perfectly fine. No problem with that at all. And I think one thing a lot of people were turned off by this particular one was, and this is my personal theory of the reason why, was the overuse of the children. Yes, they were seeing way too much in this damn thing. Yes. That was overall, in my opinion, the biggest problem with this particular season was the children were seeing way too much. Excuse me. Yep. Though at least they use a particular amusement park. Yes, it's kind of referred to as Tokyo Dome attractions. Originally, I think it was called like something else. But after this, it wasn't particularly used again. It was probably used in Disneyland Goggle-V, but it did appear a few more times after that. The last time it appeared was episode of Decky Ranger. Yep, Decky Ranger. Next time it appeared was actually an episode of Changeman. Yep. I have covered basically its few other appearances it's made. Live Man, Car Ranger, Mega Ranger, the episodes appeared in. Like, Live Man was one episode, Car Ranger one. I mean, it was primarily used for this one, Denzi Man. So basically, it's primarily used in Super Sentai. It's done. Completely done. Next time I'll probably see it is when I review Changeman. Eventually. Yep. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty much it when it comes to Goggle-V. Goggle-V, mostly. Next episode, discussing the first 6 episodes of Bioman. Yep. Discuss this one. Okay, next video. Bye.